I've recorded this several times, so hopefully this one will be the winner. So I was told by a lot of people that this book was going to be good, even from people who I respect, like Edward Lorne, Brad Proctor, who actually left a comment on my last video that was very nice, so thank you for that, Brad. There's even blurbs on this book from authors that I really enjoy, such as Paul Tremblay, Stephen Graham Jones, and S.A. Cosby. But then I ended up reading the book, and unfortunately, I did not enjoy myself. It was pretty bad, actually. And the book I'm talking about today is The Devil Takes You Home from Gabino Iglesias. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. It is a book that combines two genres that I enjoy, noir and supernatural horror. I thought, man, this book is going to be fantastic. I hope that this book is as good as was advertised. I mean, this book won the Goodreads Choice Awards. But sadly, the popular opinion is not always to be trusted. I wanted to like this book more, but unfortunately, The Devil Takes You Home feels more like a hodgepodge of different things that I have encountered before. It's basically Breaking Bad meets Cormac McCarthy, but without the aspects that makes those things good. With a helping of Latin American folklore to keep things spicy, of course, which actually was pretty interesting, but we'll get into that. I don't usually do book summaries, but basically the gist of this book is about this guy called Mario. His daughter gets leukemia. That is not a spoiler. That's in the first page of the book. And he basically goes down a very dark path from regular guy, bereaved father, into nothing short of a monster. And this is generally a type of story that I'm attracted to. I mean, of course, it's very much like Breaking Bad, which is my favorite TV show of all time. So what went wrong with this? Like, stop rambling around, Britain. Why did you not like this book? Well, there are two main reasons that I didn't care for this book. One is that I didn't care for the characters. The main character's journey in this book feels very rushed. It doesn't feel cohesive. It doesn't feel like you're building up to when he goes bad. It just kind of goes, it just almost feels like an afterthought. He just goes from bit to bit very quickly, and it just doesn't feel very cohesive as a narrative. Now, this guy does go through a lot, and there is a part of me that feels bad for him, but again, I don't feel the tragedy like I do in something like Breaking Bad or Pet Sematary, for instance, from Stephen King. But, you know, I'm going to compare this to a show that I enjoy a lot more, Breaking Bad. I mean, the big thing about that, what makes Breaking Bad compelling, is that the monster within Walter White was always there, always beckoning him to do evil. And once it came out, once those aspects of that personality came out, it ends up destroying everything. You know, but basically, watch the show to get what I mean. Sadly, I don't feel this with Mario. It almost feels like he's an angry lunatic who's just itching to take out his anger out on the world that he feels has screwed him over. And it just doesn't feel that convincing. It's just, again, I wanted to like this more, and there are some good characters in this. There's the other Mexican guy that Mario meets. He had some compelling moments, and the skinny white guy who's a friend of Mario, I forget his name, but I also thought he was pretty fun. You know, he was also very endearing in his strange way. But sadly, I didn't feel enough for these characters, and when I did, it didn't feel earned. You know what I mean? It just feels like they're getting angry, and they're just taking out their rage while also contributing to this path of violence. And I get the book's probably trying to set up the irony that they're complaining about how the system is screwing them over, and yet they're contributing to this violence inherent in the system, which leads to my second point of why I didn't really like this book. The second way that this book just didn't work for me was in its social commentary. It felt very ham-fisted. It felt very just forced. I didn't really feel it. It wasn't very insightful. Now, it's not always. Now, I don't mind social commentary in books. Like that. That's fine. Like, you can do that. I mean, I really don't think I need to flex all the books that I enjoy that have social commentary. But my point is that I don't mind those books. But the thing about The Devil Takes You Home is that it does it in such a forced, ham-fisted way that it just becomes obnoxious. I mean, seriously, I am not kidding. This book had a moment that was so cringeworthy, I almost put it down. And that rarely happens. Like, I rarely dislike a book that much where I had to put it down. I did complete the book. I did. But I just was not pleased. But that scene was just, oh my god, it was bad. I won't spoil what happens because I'll let you figure that point out. And hey, maybe you like it while I didn't. I don't know. But I really didn't like that scene. A lot of the social commentary in this just felt like whining and self-pitying, whinging. And I know that sounds bad, but, it's just, I didn't feel it. Again, it just goes back, if I don't feel for the characters, then like, why the hell should I invest in this, But going back to the social commentary, it just doesn't feel that convincing. I don't like it all that much. It just feels forced. And it's not to say this book is all bad. I mean, there's some good bits in this. It's not badly written. The prose style is very nice, and it flows very easily. Like, you could totally understand what's going on. There are bits of Spanish that are put throughout the book, which, it didn't bother me. It's like, that's fine. But, it might bother some people. There are even some scenes in here that were really interesting and very well written and very creepy. But sadly, that did not save this book from its... But sadly, that didn't save the book from its flaws, unfortunately. It's just... It's one of those books that I'm disappointed, and I'm kind of sad that I paid money to read it, because I tried to get books that I would enjoy generally, because I tend to have a good meter of these are books that I would like and these are books that I wouldn't like. But on the occasion, I'll read a book that I think I would like and I just didn't. And The Devil Takes You Home is one of those books, unfortunately. But yeah, this book just didn't work for me. And I didn't really enjoy the experience of reading it. And I do hope but I do plan on maybe giving this away to another bookstore that is local to the area, because I do want to get people to start reading. And hey, I want to contribute to someone else's good time. Oh, hello, kitty. I want to contribute to someone else's good time. And hopefully The Devil Takes You Home will do that for you. It did not do that for me. I thought it wasn't that good of a book, in all honesty. And unfortunately, I wish it was better. I don't know if I'll be checking out any of Gambino Iglesias' work anytime soon, because I didn't really care for this book. And again, I wanted to like this more. But sadly, this book just did not do it for me. Yeah, it just didn't work for me. And that's all really I have to say about that, really. I hope you guys enjoyed this new book review. It's been a while since I've done a video book review, so hopefully I did pretty well. Hopefully I explained myself well enough. It took enough videos. It took enough tries, and lots and lots of deleting stuff. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I don't mean to start this new era of my channel on a negative note. This was just the first book that came to my mind to review, because I had some opinions on it, and I knew that it would, get going. So, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I have a Twitter, Goodreads, where I wrote a review of this, actually. I'll link that review down below. And I also have a Letterboxd where I write movie reviews. I also have a couple of podcasts. I have Britain's Hangout Hour, which I run by myself. I get people on. I'm hopefully trying to get guests for that. Britt and Jake Go to the Movies, which I run with my friend Jacob, and I also have Days of Our Sooners, which I run with my dad. That's about sports. So if you enjoy that, hopefully you will enjoy. Hopefully you'll enjoy Days of Our Sooners. I'll link all of that below. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this book review, and hopefully you enjoyed me talking about it. Have a nice day, and take care, everyone.